Ground 2 is an excellent game and is coming from someone who generally doesn't like survival games. They never really interested me. I tried Minecraft, didn't like it. Tried The Long Dark, didn't grab me either. But what happened next, I absolutely didn't expect. At the Xbox presentation, Obsidian showed a trailer for the Ground sequel and the new feature, Mounts, got me so interested that I started looking forward to the game's release. And let's jump straight to the topic. To get your own mount, you first have to steal an egg from a nest, and trust me, that's not easy task. And then, when you finally get your buggy, the game completely transforms. The coolest thing is that it's not just a fast way to get across the map, it's a full-fledged mechanic with unique gameplay features. For example, take the soldier ant. It can carry up to 12 planks at once, which speeds up building tremendously. No more spending minutes hauling materials back and forth just to make a small hut. Now you can do it as fast as possible. You can also fight enemies while mounted. Also it's only really good against weaker bugs, which makes sense since your pet isn't exactly a battle tank. But that's not all, it can chew through special branches behind which you often find valuable resources or a milk molar to upgrade your character. And one more trick, the soldier ant can hypnotize another ant so it temporarily joins you and fights on your side. The game is not limited to just one type of mount. There's also the spider, perfect for taking on strong enemies and controlling crowds with its webbing. I haven't reached it yet, so I can share my impressions, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it. Right now, in early access, there are only 2 mounts available, but more will come in the future, each with its own unique abilities. Some will be great in combat, others in crafting and others in building. Most of the time in this game you'll be gathering resources, and Obsidian has completely changed how that works. Previously there were many separate tools, a shovel, an axe, and so on, each taking up inventory space. Now it's all combined into one universal item, basically like a Swiss Army knife that contains every tool you need. Some people might find this change debatable, but I personally love it. The tool takes up no inventory space at all, and you don't have to equip anything beforehand. Just walk up to a plant, hold a special button, and the right tool appears to do its job. Of course, upgrades are still necessary. For example, to dig or chop higher tier materials, you'll need to improve your tool. And that's a good thing, because it keeps the sense of progression. You feel that you can do more and more as the game goes on. I absolutely love exploring this world. The feeling that ordinary objects from our daily life, like a soda can, have suddenly grown to massive proportions makes the game's world feel unique. Everything seems gigantic and even a little alien. That's why I enjoy every moment spent here. You might stumble upon something spectacular, like huge cables or fine loot that unlocks new weapons, armor, or even decorations for your hut. Speaking of building, I have to admit, I'm not the most creative builder. Take Lego for example, I can follow instructions just fine, but coming up with something original? Nope. My creations are usually just square houses. And the Ground 2, I finally decided to build something cool, and no, nothing changed, still a square house. You spend a lot of time in this game fighting bugs. Honestly, I didn't expect the combat to feel this good. Each creature has its own weaknesses and resistance. For example, ants are weak to stabbing damage. You also have to learn enemy attack patterns to block effectively. I really like this because each type of enemy has unique animations, which keeps combat from getting repetitive. If you don't like parrying, you can always just dodge. The combat system is very flexible. You can use two-handed weapons, warrior style with one-handed weapon and shield, sneak up for stealth skills, or attack from afar with a bow and arrows. Personally, I prefer a one-handed weapon with a shield. It's most effective for me since I'm not great at parrying and would rather block attacks earlier than wait for the perfect moment. Plus, I like using fighter armor. It increases your health and helps you last longer in battle. Honestly, I think this game doesn't need a super engaging story, just a decent one to be there. And definitely doesn't need full-on cinematic cutscenes. For me, that would actually hurt the game. Take Monster Hunter Wilds, for example. In my opinion, its long, drawn-out cutscenes only made the experience worse. Nobody plays Monster Hunter for the story, and making the game too story-heavy just slows it down. That's why I'm glad Ground 2 sticks to small character interactions instead of big cutscenes. I also really enjoy final notes and little lore pieces that add atmosphere without breaking the game's pacing. By the way, I really like the Omni-tool employee character. I think her name is Luan. She has such a pleasant, charming voice and she speaks so politely and kindly to us that I can't help but feel she might actually be the villain of this game, but maybe I'm wrong. Since this is early access and not full release, there are of course technical issues. Sometimes you encounter bugs or crashes. Personally, I only had one crash so far, but FPS status are noticeable. I think this will improve over time and I don't have any major complaints otherwise. In conclusion, I think Grounded 2 is an excellent game. It's fun to spend time in, fun to ride buggies, fun to find enemies and fun to craft weapons and armor. I definitely keep playing and following future updates. They look really exciting with promises of new weapons, new mounts and more. Share your thoughts about the game in the comments and don't forget to like this video if you want more Grounded 2 content and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.